Hello and welcome to this Walgreens Positivity Update video for Sunday, October 16th, 2022. In this video, we'll take a look at the national positivity and then go into the individual states and see what the positivity rates are doing in various areas now that we have the BQ.1 and BQ1.1 variant that are now starting to enter the picture. So first off, national positivity is 25.9%. Prior week was 26%. Testing is actually slightly down. That's bad. But with testing being down, we're not seeing the national positivity rise yet. So that's a good thing, but eventually, as you can see here, it's pretty much flattened out. It wants to give way, and eventually, unfortunately, I think it is going to rise. You can see New York State is starting to rise again. That was actually dropping there for a little while. And you can see some other places in the south, but let's just start off with Maine here. Maine has 33.5% positivity rate, and they were in an up-down regimen, and each time they drop, the bottoming is higher than the previous time, so that's not good. And now they're up to 33.5%, and the record for them is 34.8%. They're not all far off from that, and they could hit that again. Moving to their neighbor next door, New Hampshire. New Hampshire has a 26.5% positivity rate. That is down, so that's a good thing it has dropped. But, again, they also do the up-down regimen. Coming over here to Vermont, another positive thing to see is Vermont positivity starting to drop, but I'm not convinced that lasts all that long. As you can see, they went straight up, tried to drop, went up again, then tried to drop. We'll see what happens. Yet again, their bottoming's the same deal since all the way back early last year. Their bottoming is always pretty high, and the overall trend over the last year is to near record high positivities. Taking a look at New York State. New York State is now up by 1.8% to 34.6% positivity. So it's rising there, and we know New York State has one of the highest levels of the BQ subvariants. Alrighty, continuing on here, we'll take a look at Massachusetts next. 29.2% positivity in Massachusetts, that's slightly down. Connecticut, look at this. 5.1% increase in Connecticut. They had the up-down regimen, but now they are starting to rise. Maybe at the top of this regimen, and then it's going to drop a little and then maybe go up again. We'll have to see. But they are 31.8% positive. And mind you, with Connecticut, look at this. Prior week, 543 tests. This week, 399. So that's down. And let's look at Rhode Island. Rhode Island's also up, is it? Yes. 3.9% increase in Rhode Island. They're at 30.6% positive. Testing's down. But look at their up-down regimen. The recent one's going up pretty dramatically. Pennsylvania, 25.7% positive. New Jersey, 29.2% positive. That's up 1.8%, but look at the prior week. They are down significantly on testing. Delaware's up. Delaware's at 31.8%. Testing's only down by 3, so that 4.5% increase, that's legitimate. Taking a look at Virginia positivity, 26.8%. West Virginia, 21.7%. Coming down here, let's take a look at Florida, shall we? Bellwether of the South, 17.8%. And that's down slightly from 20%. But look at this. Florida had a huge increase in the number of tests. That's a good thing. Also did drop the positivity rate, but increased testing in Florida, that's interesting because Florida has been actually seeing an increase in cases in the past week or so, and it looks like that would be because testing has gone up. Alright. Alabama positivity, 19.4%. That is up by 3.9%, and they do have less testing. Tennessee, 22.6%. That's up by 6.3%. Again, less testing. Virginia, did we do Virginia yet? Well, we'll do it again. 26.8% positive. Their testing's down quite a bit. Coming over here to New Mexico, 34.7%. That is up by 5.9%. Let's check Texas. Texas positivity has been continuously dropping on the state dashboard. And look at that. I find it interesting. Texas positivity here at Walgreens is really following the trend that it does from the state dashboard, but in that retrospect, It is still a lot higher than the state dashboard. They're at 19.3% there. State dashboard, they're at 7.12% on the previous update. Coming back to Walgreens, take a look here at California. California, remember they were rising somewhat. Now they dropped slightly to 27.4%. It was 28.6%. That's a 1.2% drop. And that is with their testing being down. So that's telling me they haven't started the full rise yet in California. Oregon positivity, 34.7%. Testing's down slightly. That is an 8.2% increase, though. Alaska, 20.8%. That is down by 11.4%. Wisconsin, 32.8%. Testing's down only slightly, so that's a legitimate rise, up by 2.4%. Michigan, 34.2%. That is a legitimate rise because though testing's down, it's not down by a lot. Ohio is 30% even. That is probably, again, close to being a legit rise now because, look at this, 1,162 tests prior week, 1,045. It's a drop, but not a whole big of a drop. And Illinois is 29.3%. And that is somewhat of a rise. It's 1.1% up, but testing is down by a good amount. It was 4,000 a week before. This week, 3,758. And let's just do one more. Indiana. Indiana is pretty much flat week over week. 26.7%. Prior week was 26.3%, down 0.3%, and testing is down by about 100. Alright, so that's your Walgreen positivity update for most of the country. We didn't do every state. I mean, we'd be here all day if we did all 50 states, but as you can see here, it's pretty much a mixed bag across the country. But the Northeast is somewhat flattened out. Some Mid-Atlantic down into the southern states are starting to rise, and there's Great Lakes is definitely at the start of a possible rise. So you can see some prevalence here with the new variants starting to drive up the positivity and eventually the cases. And we also figured out here that Florida's rising cases we've been talking about in the pandemic update video is from increased testing. If they're getting more tests done at Walgreens, that means they're probably having more testing done in other places. More people are showing up for tests. That's a good thing, and that actually is a surprise since Florida's so anti-COVID to begin with. But hey, it is what it is. People are getting sick, and it could also tell us that there's more symptomatic cases, because a lot of people who are asymptomatic, they don't go to get tested at this stage of the ballgame. And it could tell us that the rise is going to continue in Florida, and that maybe these subvariants are popping up more symptomatic cases. Alrighty, thanks for watching this video. And remember to like and subscribe down below, continue wearing a mask, and stay safe, everyone. Have a great Sunday.